Well, hello and welcome to the Aid Station. I'm absolutely delighted to be joined by Joel Espinoza, who's the CEO of Altec Sports, joining us all the way from Tijuana in Mexico. Welcome, Joe. Great to see you.
Hi, Chris. Great to see you, and a pleasure for me to be on the show.
Yeah, it's great. We go back a while. You've been part of our mass participation masterclass over the last year, which has been fantastic. I've been mentoring you as well on a monthly basis, and it's been great to see the growth in your business. But why don't you just take a few minutes to tell everybody a little bit about you, please?
Yeah, absolutely. I co-founded Altec, what is Altec now, with my dad about 5 years ago already. We started in the timing business, just timing races. We are a MyLabs partner based in Tijuana, as you already mentioned, and then everything started from there. We started to picking up different partnerships with different people around the world to get the technology into Mexico, right? So right now we have different business segments. One of them still being timing. We are still in business with the timing. We are Pixel partners, so we deliver personalized photos and videos for races. We have our own registration company too. We partner up with Pablo from Spain with Rock the Sport, which is Spain's leader registration platform. And we offer virtual bag solution with Ep.3 too. So the business has grown throughout the years, and basically we wanna be the one-stop shop for race organizers in Mexico. Technology
wonderful and great to see that you've got a number of partnerships with international brands. And am I right in saying that you also organize a couple of your own events? You own a couple of events that you organize.
Yeah, I mean, we organize a couple of small events, and it's always good to have events to kind of test your different technologies. And we are athletes, we love to run too, so it's always a pleasure to being able to put on an event and just test out different things, see what works, what doesn't. And since we work with race organizers throughout the year, it's always good to be in their shoes too.
Wonderful. It sounds like a great strategy. Tell us a little bit, please, about what's happening now. Obviously, COVID-19 impacting the whole world, massively impacting our industry. How's that happening in Mexico? What's day to day for you in Tijuana? You're locked down. What's happening to the industry and personal life?
Yeah, I mean, like every other place, it definitely had a tremendous impact in our business, right? We are locked down. We are. It's not mandatory by the government, but right now they just make it mandatory for the essential, the essential business, all the food industry, things like of that nature, medical, all of that, right? So, but the government has done not a so good job on keeping everyone on their houses, right? Because unfortunately in Mexico, where a lot of people is still gotta go out because they have different type of job that they're not, they cannot not do home office, right? They just gotta be out selling, or they just gotta be out different all of these construction, different type of things. Unfortunately, we are not a developed country already. So a lot of our employment or a lot of our people has to be out week by week. They basically live paycheck by paycheck. So it's been a rough time for us.
Yeah, and so what does that mean for you personally? Obviously, when you say lockdown, you're working from home. What about your team? You've got a relatively small team. So I guess you check in with them on a daily basis, do you? And what's that meant in terms of the way that you work relative to how you used to work and the way that you live? Are you able to exercise? Can you go out and go for a run or any of that sort of thing?
Yeah, I mean, for us, we are able to work from home, obviously. We're still on regular basis, we do a lot of home office too. We are very flexible on that. So what has changed in our company? Basically, we do like a daily meeting, right? Every day we check in with all the employees, and we are a small team. We're a small team too. So we do a daily check-in with everyone. I think communication is key on these times. So some days we have to even two meetings, right? So one in the morning and another one later on the day. So communication is key. But we've
Yeah.
been able to maintain communication with not just with employees, but with all different suppliers, even clients. So, we've been pushing a lot of content lately.
Yeah, look, I think it's important. In fact, I put a blog out last week about, or the week before even, I think, the people that communicate well are the people that are going to come out stronger. And you've identified, communicating with your many different stakeholders. So how does that differ? You say you have a daily meeting, I'm assuming via Zoom or something like that. Is that how you would have operated normally? So if you were working in your office, I'm interested to see kind of some of the habits that might come out of this, of daily meetings. How often, when you were in your
So
office as a team, would you have met, and are you meeting more and communicating better? Are you seeing some benefits coming from that?
yeah, so we always had the late daily meeting, but honestly, when you are on the office, sometimes you just don't do it, right? Because you are communicating a lot of the time, or you just have people sitting right next to you. So even a daily meeting might seem silly, a little bit silly, like being at the office. But right now that we are, everyone is at their house, it's just been like essential for us. This is the way we maintain communication with the team. So how we do it, we have a daily meeting each day. We usually do a lot of planning on the Mondays to kind of framework the week, so everyone knows what they are supposed to be doing. And then we have daily check-ins with all the team
Mm-hmm.
throughout the week, and check on advancements, and just make sure that everyone is working at the right thing to do. So
Mm.
right now, how we framework that, um, basically we are planning one month ahead only, instead
Good.
of planning like three months, like how we used to do it,
Mm-hmm.
because everything is changing so quickly that we gotta be able to adapt too. So that has changed a lot too.
Yeah. Okay.
We're not giving, because we don't know when this is gonna end, so we just plan 1 month ahead.
Gotcha. Okay. And
Uh-huh.
so, just quickly, how many in your team? And then I'd love to know, what's your biggest challenge at the moment? What's the thing that's, hopefully you're not being kept awake all night, but what is it that's, if anything, that's keeping you awake at night? What's your biggest challenge right now?
Well, honestly, my team is only 5 people, so we work with a lot of people, staff on demand on the weekends, depending on what services we are providing. Um, yeah, it's only 5 people. The one that I keep employed all the time right now, and I think honestly, my biggest challenge right now is staying afloat, because when you had when you have um a budget, or you know, like you are gonna have like coming in, money coming in from 3 different events or 5 different events, and then they stop, and they just, because unfortunately in Mexico, organizers don't plan with much time ahead, right? So
Mm-hmm.
they always be reaching you like 2 months in advance, 1 month and a half, even 1 month. So a lot of so for right now, my biggest challenge is that we won't have any money coming in the next at least 3 months. I would say, like, no money. So we've been able to adapt to that by kind of pivoting and trying to adapt to offer different type of services. So right now, since we have a good communication and marketing department inside, we are offering those services to other companies too. Right now, we're working with one company that has nothing to do with what we do on a daily basis, but we've been able to kind of switch the business model, at least for these months.
Fantastic. So that's someone basically outside of the mass participation industry that has become a client. Um,
Mm-hmm.
okay, well done. That's interesting. And look, I think, I'm hearing the story, from many people, and sadly, I think there's going to be many statistics in the industry of businesses that don't make it. So obviously, we wish you well in that sense, and the fact that you've been able to pivot to some degree is crucial, and so quickly in the piece. I mean, what about government support there? Where, when we look at some of the bigger markets like America and many
Mm-hmm.
markets in Europe and Australia. There's not necessarily specific support for the mass participation or the events industry, but there's government support for small businesses. Is that happening in Mexico?
Well, unfortunately, as you might, I don't know if you've seen it on the news, but Mexico, the government is not helping basically anything to all the small and medium-sized companies. And honestly, it makes no sense for us because around 95% of all the companies in Mexico are from a small to are a small or medium-sized companies, 95%. And we create around 78% of 80% of the total employment. So we employ 80% of the total workers in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, we are last Sunday, they announced it like a new economic plan to kind of help the economy grow because as you know that like the peso has devaluated about 30% in the last week against the
Wow.
dollar.
I wasn't aware of that.
So
Wow.
yeah, and I don't know if you saw the oil price when I think it was like 11 bucks or 12 bucks per per how to call the
Big
barrel.
barrel. Yeah.
Yeah, the barrel. Yeah, and unfortunately, that's one of the main source of income for Mexico, all the oil. So that has impacted tremendously on the economy, and at the same time, the government is not pushing like any any help or any like how they are doing in the United States, in which they able to file for a credit or a small amount of loan or whatever. So in Mexico, it's been more about the private sector, the one that has helped a lot. All of the banks are letting you push all your credits like 3 or 4 months. If you have business credits or credit cards or even car loans, they are able to push that all of that. So that's helping. That's helping a lot. But honestly, like the government is not doing like much for us.
Oh, that makes it
Even that we
very.
employ most. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes it tough here. Well,
So we are.
all the best in that situation coming through with it without that government support. I'd love to maybe switch gears a little bit, and you've been innovative in terms of pivoting and finding a solution that might work for others. What have you seen? I mean, you're in a part of the industry that's innovative with your photos, with Pick2Go and the other elements of your business. What have you seen within the industry or even outside the industry that's excited you? And often in these times of pressure, you see the best innovations happening. Is there something that's caught your attention?
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen virtual races popping up everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. That's something that it's been around for a couple years at least. Yeah, I don't know if more time, but the first time I heard about virtual races was a couple of years ago. But I think they were not as popular as they're going to become right now. And I've seen a lot of companies pushing out solutions aim to help race organizers that are trying to push a virtual race to just do it better. My labs just came out with a new solution that they're gonna announce tomorrow with their app. Um, I know Bronson app has been doing a lot of work too. So a lot of companies innovating. Even what I saw this week, Iron Man. I don't know if you
Yeah.
know it, but they just launched a new how they call it virtual race
Yeah.
platform
Yeah.
in which we're able to get rewards and then redeem those rewards to get more merchandise with Ironman partners. So I
Yeah.
think that's I saw the platform. It's a pretty cool platform, and it's just I think that like 25,000 people signing up to the platform in their first week. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So I love to see like what everyone else is doing, and also one quick suggestion will be for us, like for example, for us, we noticed we had a good marketing department. So if you're able to leverage all your all your forces or what you're good at and being able to offer those services to even other companies that might not be even be in our space, I think that's a great way to start.
Yeah, great idea. Thank you. Just one final thing, because the time's flown by. We could talk for ages, as always. What inspires you at the moment? I mean, I guess there must be challenging times. What is there anything that you've come across that keeps you inspired to keep pushing through in these challenging times that you think might inspire other people in the group?
Yeah, I think for me, right now, what keeps me, is still waking up and wake up each day and and fight through this time is just purpose. purpose. When you have like a purpose that is bigger than any challenge, I think that you can make it somehow you can make it work. And a lot of, and I think we gotta stay motivated, but more than motivated, we gotta stay focused,
Yeah.
on our goals. And at least for me, I've been meditating a lot lately. Well,
Hmm.
not quite a lot, but just picking up the habit, and not just getting better at it. And it has helped me tremendously to keep focus on the things I want to accomplish. And just like I mentioned, just like purpose, when you have a bigger purpose than the challenges, you're able to pull it out some way or another, right?
Fantastic. I mean, that certainly is one of the things in our business, isn't it? That so many people in this industry are purpose driven, and I think it, yeah, great. And I love your meditation. I think so key to keep your mind calm, to take some time out. Wonderful, Joel. Thank you so much for making your time. It's been wonderful to speak to you as always, and I wish you all the very best in overcoming those challenges and continuing to make such a great contribution to the mass participation industry in Mexico. Thanks so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Chris.